Okay, right now I'm going to show you how to change the exposure value of your pictures in Photoshop. It's super simple. This should work with whatever version of Photoshop you have. You should be able to find these commands in your version of Photoshop, whether it's Mac or Windows, and whether it's Photoshop Elements or a full version of Photoshop. So we're going to do 3 of the pictures that I have here, so I can show you. We're going to start with this one. It's way dark, so I'm just going to pull it off onto the desktop, and then I'm going to open Photoshop, and I'm going to open this image in Photoshop. So I'm going to get it. We're going to open it in Photoshop. So we can manipulate it to make it look the way we want it to look. Now, say OK. Here's our image. You're going to go to Image, you're going to go to Adjustments, and you're going to go to Levels. You're going to ignore everything but these 3 levels, little triangles. This triangle, and this triangle. This triangle is going to brighten our image. So you click it and drag it to the left. Drag slowly. Can you see our image getting brighter? Now, you don't want to go too far, because if you go too far, it will start to affect the actual subject of your photograph. So watch. See what happens if you go too far? So we're not going to go too far. We're just going to brighten it a little. Okay? Now we're going to get as far as we can without affecting the image. Now, we're also going to look and see if we need to bump up the image a little bit, the subject of our picture. And that's what these last 2 levels are for. We can make it darker. Can you see it getting darker? We don't want to go too dark, but we just might want to punch that up a little bit. And as you can see, we've really lightened the background of this image from what it was. So you'll just say OK. And look at how bright this is compared to this image. Can you see the difference? Okay, now we can also sharpen it. Where are we? Sorry, filter, and do unsharp mask, and that just helps sharpen the image up. If unsharp mask is not sitting at the top, you can go down to sharpen and pick unsharp mask. But that's a way to just clean up your images a lot more. So when you're done punching it up a little bit, as much as you can without changing it too much, you're going to go into File and you're going to go and Save As, and then you can change the name of it. And there you'll have it. Here it is on the desktop, Touch-Up 1. And I'll just pull it into iPhoto so you can see the difference between one that we've already done. Okay, here's our punched up image. And here is our original. Doesn't that look good? And then here's our original. So depending on how much time you want to spend on it, you can really clean it up. You could have cleaned it up so much that you could have gotten these gray, because it's a little bit of gray here and here. But you get the idea. We're going to do another one right now. We're going to do this one, the Citrus Grove one. So we'll pull open Photoshop again, and we'll open it. Go into Image, go to Adjustments, and go to Levels. It's best to do each of these by hand. You don't want to batch process this, because you never know how much you're going to have to finesse it to get that white background you want. Now we've gotten the background pretty white here, so we just want to darken up our jar a little bit, and we can sharpen it a little bit. And here we go. So we'll just save it. Okay, whoops. So here's our touch up for this one. Pull it over so you can see the difference. Here's our touch up. Oops. And here's our original. You can see the difference. Okay. And for our last one, we'll do our apple body scrub. Go back into Photoshop. You should definitely have the hang of this to do it in Photoshop now. So our last one, we're going to open it in Photoshop. And there are other software programs you can use to enhance your pictures. I'm just showing Photoshop because that's what I use and what I have. Go into Image, go into Adjustments, and go into Levels. And grab that triangle, pull it over, and brighten your background. And sharpen it. And then save as. And you're done. Alright, we're going to close this and we're going to grab our touched up picture. Here's our touched up picture and here's our original. And our touch up looks much better. So that's how you redo your pictures in Photoshop to make them look even better than the ones you took. Of course, it's always best to take the best pictures you can at the beginning because that saves you a lot of time and energy and effort and frustration. And of course, always take more than one photograph. I can't stress that enough.